Welcome to Fun Python Projects. Here we are back at that point where we get to play with pictures. Now you see that all the videos I've been making in this series has been following certain trends. First of all, I deal with something that something related with numbers, and then from there I probably go to like a game. Then afterwards, I go to something that has to do with dates, and then I talk about like working with pictures, and then maybe some kind of conversion, some tools that are pretty useful. So personally, I've found some of the things I've been talking about here. I find them very useful, like converting document images to PDF, for instance. That's been useful for me. Like got some documents the other time, and I needed to convert to. So I needed to scan. I needed to fill the forms, scan, and then convert to PDF. So I used some of the things I'm doing in this series. So some of the things are, in fact, almost all of them are pretty handy and useful for you. So I remember whenever I wanted to join PDF documents, I used to go online to look for it. I mean, I used to go to some sites, but with this now, I have my own solutions without having to check out any site. All right, so in this video, we are talking about how to make a collage maker. We want to do a collage maker. Of course, a collage is simply a combination of pictures, right? So a collage is simply a creative visual composition made by combining multiple images into a single cohesive layout. In Python, the Collage Maker program allows users to automatically merge several photos into a neatly arranged grid, often using the Pillow library for image manipulation. Of course, the Pillow library is one of the things you can use for this kind of images. But I mean, there are other libraries you can use, but the Pillow library is very handy, right? So this tool can take images from a folder, resize them uniformly, and organize them into a user-defined grid structure to produce a clean, aesthetically pleasing final image. Such a program is ideal for showcasing collections, comparisons, themed image sets, turning many individual pictures into one visually harmonious artwork. So if you have a set of pictures and you want to make them into a collage without having to use all the Photoshop and everything, you just want to do something plain simple with Python, this is your code, by the way. Okay, so let's look at the Python implementation. So here from PIL, that's Pillow, by the way. Anytime you see PIL like this, it's Pillow. I think we've used it a couple of times, starting from when I talked about Python basics with AJD, where at some point we got to talk about OpenCV for computer vision, right? So from PIL, you import image draw, image font, and then OS and Math are inbuilt Python libraries. So import OS and Math. Then you define make collage custom. So now the pictures we are using, they are going to come from a document called folder. And that folder, of course, right now it's not here. We have to create it. Okay. We have to create that particular folder. So we don't have that folder here. So I'll put you through the whole process of having to create that folder, how you also get to bring your pictures into them and everything. Then the output path now is collage custom. So the way each time you create a collage, it is going to come out as collage.custom, right? Then rows none, columns none, because later on you are going to define your rows and columns by yourself. So depending on the kind of pictures, the number of pictures you are arranging. So if you're arranging 16 pictures, you may have to do it 4 by 4 or 2 by 8 or 8 by 2. So you have power to choose how you want it to be. Then the width of the whole thing, it can be 1800 and the padding is 12. Then talking about the BG color, you have 255, 255, 255. Then rounded 20, like want it to be rounded at the edges. Then we have caption height ratio 0.12. Maybe you want a caption for each of these things. Then you have caption text color 20, 20, 20, caption BG color 245, 245, caption aligned center. So the captions will be aligned at the center, like for each picture. Now maybe you don't want to label each of the pictures, that actually works too. Then it creates a neat image collage from all images in a folder with optional grid control. Okay, so here now you have folder containing all images. Output path is the saved collage file path. Then you have the rows and columns. So you have to specify the grid size, optional auto if not. So if you don't specify, there'll be an auto. We are going to see all these examples when we run the code. Then the width now, total width of collage in pixels. Then padding, you have space between cells, which is px. They're rounded, corner radius px, then caption height ratio, fraction of cell height reserved for caption. Font path is optional TTF font path. Now, the valid kind of images you can use any JPEG, JPG file or JPEG file or PNG or BMP or WebP is also okay. Then we have for the path now we have os.path dot join folder. So you see that folder that we're going to create, F for F in list directory folder. So this is how you pick the pictures one after the other. So if not part, then erase value error, no valid image files found in folder. So if you don't have any, like if I run it now, it's going to give me this no valid image files found because I don't have any folder created yet. Okay. So if not parts, raise this value, this error, then parts dot sort, you have key lambda, OS parts, basically, and all of these things. So N now is length of parts and F. So print image found the number of images in folder. So the number of images you find in that folder, you mention it. Then you have auto grid if not provided. So if you don't provide the kind of grid you want to use, it will automatically arrange it for you in its own way. So if row is none and column is none, then column is mat.seal. So it does a kind of computation to do the automatic grid control for you. But if you impute your own grid numbering, then it follows your own rules. So you can then determine the cell sizes based on the grids you're using. So cell width is width minus padding times columns minus 1 divided then module that's ceiling is it ceiling division now? Columns, that's integer division. I keep forgetting. So there's normal division, modulo division using percent, and then the integer division using this. So this one just takes care of the whole number part. The leftover is not necessary. I mean, the fraction part, it doesn't care. Then for the ceiling, cell height image, so that automatically goes with the cell width. Then you have the caption height, all of this take care of them. Then you can create the canvas and the collage, image draw RGB, width by height, BG color, then draw, image draw dot collage. Then you can load the fonts now, font path, and all of this takes care of that. Then the rounded fit now. So you want the picture to be rounded at the edge, right? So this is this part that does this whole thing. Then the draw caption, for the caption now, you have all of these things taking care of all of that. So you can then paste the images. So for path and enumerate path, image open, you have all of these things doing all that. So by the time you run it, you have collage.save output path. So the output path, don't forget, is the collage underscore custom, which we saw. Yeah, that's collage underscore custom.jpg. So if you don't want it to be JPG, maybe if you want it to be PDF, you can also do that. Well, I don't know if PDF works there. Maybe JPG, PNG, and all that. I think I particularly like PNG. PNG, I like to think that PNG actually has a better outputs than JPG. That's what I think based on some of the experiences I've had. Okay, so now let's bring up the document, the images I want. So I click this now. Then I go to file. I go to upload. I click on uploads. Then it takes me here. Then so these documents are the things I want to work with. All these documents, like this 10 of them, I think. So I open. It tells me I should have it saved somewhere. No problems. I don't have a problem with that. We already have them saved, so no worries. So another thing I want to do, so you can see it has scattered it. I want it to come out exactly the way the images are. So I can renumber them to be sure that everything comes out the way it should be. So I can rename this to just be 1, okay? Six is the first one. 7, I just rename it as 2, okay? 8, I rename it as 3, all right? 9, I rename 9 as 4, okay? I rename 10 as 5, okay? 11 as, I can even not, I may not even bother about the rest, but it's okay. 11 as 6, then 12 as 7, 13 as 8, 14 as 9, and then 15. So you see, you can rename right from here. This one is 10 now. So I'll rename them. So this, because I want them to come out. Now that's another problem. Can I do Control Z? Okay, this is another problem I don't want. What do I do here? What do I do here? I want this to come last, actually. So let me see. Let me make this. Let me make this rename now. Maybe I should have left it after doing the first 5. Let me just call it 9_1. Okay, something like that. so that it can actually, I want them to come exactly in this order. So don't forget, they should all be in a folder, right? Because we have many pictures, this may be too lengthy. So I'm going to right click and create a new folder, which I'm going to name folder. It's case sensitive, by the way. So make sure it's small letter. So I can now bring all these images in there, put all the images. One is gone there. Two is in now. Three is in. Four is in. Five is in, drag it in. Six is there. Seven is there. Eight is there. Nine is in now. Then 10, which I named 9_1 because I want the order. So if you want to see all these documents, just click on this thing. So you see everything is inside. So with this in place now, I think we're good to go. So all I just do is I run this that I've explained already. So once you do that, you don't see anything but it's done, no error. So for the actual usage now, if you want the auto grid, that is near square now, that you want Python to do it for do its thing without you specifying. So you can just you can click on this. It says it found 10 images in folder, collage created, collage_custom. So you can come here now and then you find this collage. Okay, it takes a bit of time. So we can close this up. So that's why doing it in the folder is fine. So you see, if I click on this now, if I double click, you see it brings me that collage. So that's what it's done, right? But for me, I think it's not pretty. I mean, it's okay, right? But it can be better. So, but I'm going to download this. I'll just download and keep it somewhere. All right. So because I'm going to also do the next one where I can force a specific layout. I want everything to be in 2 rows and 5 columns. So everything for my wife is in 1 row. Everything for me is in another set of rows, right? So I can run this now. Okay, so I run this and I have so the collage would have been created. So you see, it's the same collage underscore custom. So this one overwrites the previous one. That's why I had to save it before. So if I double click this now, so you see it has been better arranged neatly. Everything is better arranged now with all the numbering. You can see the numbering. So any caption you want it to have here, so you can call it the name. You can put the caption as the name of the file. So this one now is neatly arranged. I suspect this will be the best of all the arrangement, because 5x2 is going to be long and all that. So let's see. So, or you can do a tall grid, maybe 5 rows by 2 columns. So all you just need to do. So what we did here was we have make underscore collage underscore custom folder rows to columns 5. Here now, make underscore collage folder rows to column 5 rounded 30 caption align center. So if I run this now, okay, it's gonna let me delete. Okay, yeah, before I delete this now, let me download it too. I think I prefer this actually. This be about the best. So you can come here and download also. So I'll go back and see all this later. So let's do 5x2. So 5 rows and 2 columns. So I run this now. Okay, 10 images found in folder, and then it gives it to me as collage. Okay, so I double click on this now, and then you see it gives us this 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because it's 5, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we are going to have that. So we have the merging at the center. I think I love this. I like the concept of this in a way. Okay. So let me download this too. Okay, I'll just download this. Done. Okay. So now this whole thing is gone and this is gone. So if you want to see what we've downloaded already, we can go to downloads and they're here. Okay, this is the 5x2. So this is 5x2. So if you want to do infographics, well, I mean, this may be a tedious process for infographics for sure, but it's something you can also consider. But I think, like I said, this is about the best of the two because everything is perfectly aligned like this. So we have this, then we also have this. So yeah. But I don't like that white space. That's why I like the 2x5 one, like that. Yeah, so this goes. So with this, I can say I've come to the end of this particular video on a collage maker, right? Collage maker. So if you want to put your pictures together, no matter how many the pictures are, just put them in that folder and then just run this code and you'll be fine. Thank you so much for listening. Let me know how helpful this is for you. And if there's something else you'd like me to try out, feel very free to let me know. Okay. If you have subscribed already, I must thank you very much. If you haven't subscribed, what do? Subscribe right away and hit the notification bell so you can always get alerted each time a new video is released. Okay. Having done that, of course, you can also become a member of this channel. That gives you some special privileges. All right. To become a member of this channel, it gives you some special privileges, some perks. And at the peak of it is, we can hang out together to talk about any of the things I do on this channel, talking about mathematics, data science, Python, scholarships, personal development, and things like, and maybe just some general life experience. So as a member of the channel, you have that special privilege. If you're not in the same geographical location, we can hang out online. Okay, for sure. All right. So ultimately, don't forget to comment, like, and share. Okay. So that more people can have access to the great content I have going on here. Till I come your way again, keep doing Python right. Bye.